Well, one day might be a new record for me in getting a Nitro swap up and ready. This is the third swap I've got, and I don't know if I'm doing the math right, but I think the 12th car I've got 16th scale Nitro Slash. I've got a cutout there in the front for air intake. Not that it really needs it, sitting up as high as it does. You can see under the body there pretty easily. I've got a hole cut here for tuning and here for the glow igniter, and then a slit on the back for the pull start. But this is the finished product. We've got it's actually a Red Cat tank, but it's HSP tank. From any of the 16th scale HSP Nitro stuff, they all use the same tank. That guy's hooked up there. The exhaust manifold, if you look closely, is actually a Traxxas Jado or Revo exhaust from a 3.3, and I cut it right there just for the header so I could use the tube, and then used a 90 degree that was part of that header as the bend here. We're using an HSP actual metal pipe instead of the plastic one that I've got like on my Thunderfire. This is a silicone tube from anything like a Traxxas Nitro V or their Nitro Stampede. Rotating around here, it's a 0.07 engine, of course. Push rod with, honestly, a computer motherboard standoff that I drilled a hole through to act as a push rod with a return spring. This is actually kind of interesting. This is a sub-micro servo with a 3D printed adapter for use in the mini servo slot instead of buying the honestly trash Traxxas mini servos that are plastic geared. Same story with the steering servo. You can see the adapter there as well. But the brake actually is interesting. It's a HSP disc with a 3D printed center hub. I've got that vent pin going through it to hold it in place because there was a little nub on the front of the transmission. You can see it rotates with the spur gear. So that shaft just goes clean through. This hub is honestly pressure fit on there. I printed it to just barely a little too big and then crushed the two together, so it's not coming off anytime soon. And braking is just like that. That's it. That's all it's got, which is actually plenty. As the servo pushes harder, it applies more force, and it seems to be very effective, actually. So I seem to be pretty fond of fuel line tubing for braking recently, but that works. Over here on the side, the fuel tank here is actually strapped down by two pieces of metal. I'll put a picture up right here on what it looks like from beneath, but basically the fuel tank attaches to these straps and then two screws onto the chassis. Opening this former battery tray, you'll see the receiver. I'm currently still using a Traxxas receiver, but I'll switch that to a Spectrum soon enough for my DX5, and a single cell lithium battery. I think that's a 700 milliamp 1S LiPo to run the servos. And then I've got a power switch back here, and this guy has a charge lead built into it on the switch, so I can leave the battery installed. It's actually soldered directly to the switch and not have to worry about it. And yeah, that's basically it. There's a lot to it, but I'm pretty excited about it, honestly. It all went together pretty well, which was suspicious. I expected something wrong to happen, but nothing did. It all works, and I'll be honest, I've already started it. But for the sake of starting it on camera, the engine stops. right, and for the title of, I think, world's first Nitro 16th scale slash, here we go. Alright, well, there she is. The world's first driving remote-controlled 16th scale Nitro Slash. We'll get some more break-in time here on the track. That was the first tank at quarter throttle that I've driven so far. And we'll get some more footage of it actually driving at decent speed, but there she is. Thanks for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss that actual race video, and hope to see you again soon.